My initial introduction to Canavan disease was receiving a call from Jordana. I believe it was on a weekend, I think a Sunday morning, basically saying I need help to raise money for my child.
When Jacob was first diagnosed, he was little, he was a baby, and he was adorable, he was gorgeous, he didn't look like anything was wrong with him.
Getting a call like that was new to me in terms of knowing anybody that had anything even close to something like that. And it was something that I don't think we really even understood at the time.
It was very hard to even comprehend or fathom that this perfect little baby would just start to deteriorate, wouldn't develop any milestones.
My initial introduction was a phone call from my brother telling me what was going on with Jordana.
I didn't know anything about Canavan disease. I only knew that I had a friend that, needed help. We decided to have a 3-on-3 basketball tournament to raise money. As we got a little bit older, and it morphed into having a bowling event. Every year kind of just built on itself and got more and more people involved.
So what started as a mission and a fight for one child evolved and developed into a fight for rare disease.
Jordana, how aggressive she was at fighting this, it really just ignited both of us and made us really want to help as much as we could. A couple of years ago when Jordana put together, I think it was the research summit, at that summit there was a bunch of the families and the children there that have been affected by it. Just hearing how they spoke about Jacob's Cure as a charity and how much it's helped them. Jacob's Cure really has given them hope.
For other children that kind of came down the pike that were born after Jacob, they have benefited so much more from all of the research that has come out of our lab, the gene therapies, the pharmacological treatments. Our lab is working on a new potential pharmacological that's showing a lot of great promise. It's amazing when you think of the amount of years Scott and Brian have been involved with us ever since Jacob was born. It's been 17 years. And through those 17 years, we have fought battles on Capitol Hill. We have accessed other fundraising mechanisms. There's so many things that go on during the year that the people that come for that one night don't get to see. While we started with just efforts for one boy, it is for children all over the world, and that is directly related to Scott and Brian. There are families out there that now have hope where there was none, and that's a huge achievement. And I know now that they're fathers, that their children will know this, and they will be very, very proud when they're old enough to understand the magnitude of what they have created for Jacob's Cure.
Look, the ocean is like a big water pail.
Yeah. It's priceless what my son is going to learn from his father. My husband is the greatest example. He is a great example for me. He's a great example for my family. He's a great example for his friends. And for Hunter, that to me is everything. That my son will have his father as a role model.
Having kids clearly changes things because you worry about so many things when you have kids. Who wants to go to outer space?
We have twins that are 4, a boy and a girl, and a 5-year-old daughter. I think that Scott and I are just hoping that we've been able to show our kids how important this is, and that although we hope that there's a cure for Canavans by the time they get older, this is something that they would follow in our footsteps, and especially seeing their father, how proud they must be of him.
Scott and Brian are the most unbelievable people, and the commitment that they have shown Jacob's Cure is second to none. I hope that they feel just a little bit of how much we appreciate that, and anyone that's in this room tonight is in this room because of Scott and Brian.
We'll always be involved. There's no stopping for sure.
And there are still kids out there that are suffering from it and getting it, and families that are dealing with it, so how do you stop?